Hello then, welcome to UBC News Tonight at 10 p.m. Well, with a few minutes past 10 p.m. 4 minutes. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha, and we start off today with the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robert Nabanja, who called upon the people of Kakumiro and Ugandans at large to turn up in big numbers tomorrow to participate in the national cleaning exercise. The Premier, who is also a Kakumiro woman member of Parliament, was this evening addressing a mammoth crowd of people who attended the Thanksgiving ceremony for the Minister of Works, Fred Byamukama, at Chikwaya in Kakumiro district. Details follow.
Omukoro tutandikire saa 3 za nyenkyakala kubaire kulya kunywa okurura abasante tujaguza olunaku lwa bugangayizi wesifuna n'opposed mukama wetu Prime Minister kandi tukusimba webale ebikine bitunyoire ebironi 10 bazirensirege tuyambire muno
hamukoro guno bwenganjani yaitu subi mwebale muno bana bugangayizi mwebale bana Kakumiro kuba n'eriiso erikurora hara mwebale kuba entwiga mwebale
Right to Honorable Minister of Works and Transport. Ekyo mukimanyire? Buli akaba Minister of State Transport. Baitu ati kyona kye. Muterere President omungalo kantu muzimu. Abakuwagira Fred emikono haiguru. Abakuwagira Nabanja emikono haiguru. Inywe mukagamba Nabanja wenka. Inywe nabapaira akaruru mweterero mungalo. Abakuwagira President emikono haiguru. Mwikirize munyegaita otusime Fred akatandikirawo okwokya mumuterere mu ngalo z'amaanyi abokuba Nkamurora alugudo lwatu lwa Mubende ijweri Nkamurora alugudo lwa Nakawuka enkola eyo tewali kuzikiza abokuba President agambire Kisanja no more corruption. Twine ibanja eliokora korasi bakwenda abantu korasi erugano Chikwaya egende kandi ati niwo okutunanizibwa Chikwaya tugende Bugwara twetolole Pachwa tulabeyo tugende Kibale Mbabo tulukeyo tugende Nkondo tugende Karweyo kurabali kinaka Kinunda ekiro kyanyekya government ya NRM ekwebwembero okutinisa President Museveni egambire leka abantu bona tubere b'ekumi ekyo kibi nyekya olunaku lwa nyekya twijja kutuga saha emu eyanyekyakala kwika saha 4 tukugenda kutwara kachafu wena ebiveera obuchafu bwona omu trading center omumaka ganyu mwikane mukora olwanyekya lwa government talo motoka eratambula talo pikipiki erakirizibwa inywena mu rugeyo omubikalo bya lukale omubutale amasomero gaitu
Nabanja juu.
The Minister for Kampala, Hajat Minsa Kabanda, has directed KCCA division mayors and all relevant stakeholders to ensure a successful National Cleaning Day tomorrow. She has called on local leaders to mobilize their communities to actively participate in the city-wide exercise.
Accordingly, I direct and call upon the following to ensure the successful implementation of this exercise within their respective areas of responsibility. The Executive Director of Kampala Capital City Authority, the Lord Mayor of Kampala Capital City, all KCC councillors, all division mayors, all division town clerks, all local council leaders L1 up to LC5, all NRM chairpersons, all leaders of different categories, technical staff of KCC and divisions, government ministries, departments and agencies, religious and cultural institutions, the business community, market vendors, tax and border associations, civil society organizations, youth and women groups, educational institutions, all residents of Kampala should attend. I urge all leaders to mobilize their respective communities and ensure that cleaning activities are conducted in markets, streets, drainage channels, public spaces, schools, health facilities, places of worship, business premises and residential neighborhoods. I further encourage all stakeholders to work closely with KCCA, the division urban authorities, security agencies and community leaders to ensure that the exercise is conducted peacefully, safely and effectively. As government continues to invest in improved waste management and sanitation services, every resident also has a responsibility to maintain a clean environment by disposing of waste properly, protecting drainage channels from blockage and keeping homes, workplaces and public spaces clean at all times. Together let us make Kampala a cleaner, healthier, safer and more attractive city.
The High Court Judge David Matovu has directed all parties in lawyer Arias Lukwago's bail application to file written submissions, after which court will deliver its ruling on the 30th of July 2026. This was during the mention of Arias Lukwago's bail application case at High Court Criminal Division in Kampala. Details follow.
After denying him bail at Machinde Chief Magistrate's Court, lawyer Arias Lukwago filed another application in High Court Criminal Division before Judge David Matovu. Arias Lukwago was on Friday brought to court under tight security for the mention of his bail application. Before Judge David Matovu, court directed parties to make written submissions, after which court will deliver its ruling on 30th July 2026.
Counsel for the respondents should file submissions in reply by midday on the 28th of July. In case of any submissions in rejoinder, let the same be filed by 11 p.m. on the 28th of July.
During the same sitting, Arias Lukwago expressed to court the unpleasant treatment he's experiencing while in prison, including taking medicine on an empty stomach.
I'm predisposed, my lord, to TB infection because almost on a daily basis there are TB cases which are established. Even the clonazepam, the bromazepam I'm using as sedatives, they are no longer effective because of my situation, my lord, with lots of drugs causing a lot of dizziness and the excruciating pain I am having at the back, the neck here.
But court did not make those orders, but asked the prison's authorities, one, to do what is required in the circumstances after consulting the medical team in Luzira. So we will follow up with them to ensure that he gets the facilities that he needs, especially those that were recommended in the Mulago report.
Notable among those who stood sureties for Arias Lukwago was Haji Abdallah Sewankambo, Arias Lukwago's elder brother, lawyer Katumba Chrysostom, Betty Namboze Bachireke, Member of Parliament for Mukono Municipality, and Moses Kasivante. Among the grounds Arias Lukwago raised for the bail include having a fixed place of abode in Ibura Zone, Wakaliga, Lubaga Division, Kampala District, and the presumption of innocence. Other grounds include his health status, that he is suffering from hypertension, and that the medical specialist at Mulago Hospital ordered for specialized treatment in India, which can't be provided in Uganda under prison conditions. Arias Lukwago was recently committed to High Court Criminal Division to face a full trial on one count of misprision of treason. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nance Subuga, UBC News.
The second Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Right Honorable Crispus Chiyonga, has cautioned medical practitioners against the increasing establishment of pharmacies and drug shops without qualified pharmacists, warning that the trend poses a risk to public health. Chiyonga made the remarks while officiating at the launch of Uganda's first locally manufactured Pistomag magnesium sulfate injection produced by Piston Medical Limited.
Manufactured magnesium sulfate injection has been held as a major step toward reducing maternal death. The life-saving drug is used to treat several high blood pressure in pregnant women, helping prevent complications such as eclampsia. Speaking at the launch, Second Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Crispus Chiyonga said local production of medicine will improve access, saves lives, and strengthen Uganda's healthcare system.
Who is most pleased is His Excellency President Museveni. He's been the strategic planner for this country. He's been looking forward so that we can be self-sustaining. We can depend on ourselves for as many of the products that we need as possible. So when
However, Dr. Chiyonga cautioned the medical practitioners to remain professional and only dispense medicine to only trained pharmacists to prevent the public from the dangers of drug-related effects.
Because even in America now, you can't just go and buy any drug. There are prescription drugs, the others which you can buy off counter. So here, anybody goes to a pharmacy and gets a drug. Any drug.
At the event, Health Minister Dr. Chris Bariomonsi hailed the local production of magnesium sulfate injections as a major milestone in improving maternal health care.
Made a deliberate effort to support investment, and like the Minister of Finance has said, we are happy to see our own Ugandans investing in serious areas like manufacturing of drugs.
What we are trying to do, we are increasing our capacity by threefold, because after testing the market for the last 1 year, we have realized that actually what we were trying to do is proper, and the market has taken up our products, and now what we are worried about is that we may not be able to fulfill the market.
He said the medicine is critical in the management of preeclampsia and eclampsia conditions that remain among the leading cause of maternal death. Both Chiyonga and Bariomonsi pledged to present the challenges affecting local pharmaceutical manufacturers to cabinet, including unreliable electricity supply and the poor road infrastructure.
Shows that our interventions have had impact, that maternal mortality ratio, which is a measure of women who die because of childbirth related complications.
The Permanent Secretary and the Minister of Health, Dr. Diana Atwine, appealed to the government to establish an industrial park dedicated to medical manufacturing to accelerate growth in the sector.
In asking, we wrote even to the President to give us dedicated industrial park for pharmaceutical industries. We have lost many pharmaceutical industries who came, they want to establish.
The proprietor of Piston Medical Limited highlighted the journey of developing Uganda's first locally manufactured magnesium sulfate injection, saying the product will improve access to life-saving maternal medicines while reducing dependence on imports. I'm Joseph Muyingo for UBC.
More than 50,000 Muslims from across the world have gathered in Alton, Hampshire for the 60th annual Jalsa Salana of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in the United Kingdom. The three-day convention brings together worshippers, religious leaders, diplomats and public officials to promote peace, strengthen faith and encourage mutual understanding. Samuel Senino reports.
The convention officially opened today with the traditional flag hoisting ceremony led by the worldwide head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. Jalsa Salana is held every year to strengthen the relationship between mankind and God while fostering brotherhood, service to humanity, and peaceful coexistence. Throughout the three-day gathering, participants will attend prayers, religious lectures, and discussions on the road of faith in addressing contemporary challenges.
The purpose of this Jalsa is similar to the Jalsas which are held all across the world, is to foster peace and to hear the message of His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, who's been talking to world leaders and writing to world leaders and echoing the same message, that today the message that we have of the Ahmadiyya community is one that we should all work together towards fostering peace, harmony and unity in today's turbulent times.
In his opening address, His Holiness urged members of the community to care for one another, support those in need, and remain committed to peace, compassion, and service to humanity. He also reminded participants that true faith should be reflected through good character, mutual respect, and acts of kindness towards others.
There should be an end to this vicious circle before the flames of vengeance, hatred, and anger consumes humanity to eternity.
The convention will run throughout the weekend with prayers, seminars, and addresses from religious and community leaders.
Thank you so much, Samuel Sendino. Now, in our tonight's Future Report, we look at Namamve Industrial Park, exploring its status, progress, and bottlenecks prevailing at Uganda's largest industrial hub. One of the key things raised during the fact-finding second information tour spearheaded by the Presidential CEO Forum, industrial proprietors in Namamve Industrial Park called for the completion of the park's internal road network, saying improved infrastructure is critical to ease the movement of raw materials and finished products.
To appreciate Uganda's industrial ambitions, one needs a drive to Namamve Industrial Park, located about 14 kilometers east of Kampala. The expansive industrial hub is home to more than 400 companies, with about 80% already operational. Beyond manufacturing, Namamve has become a major source of employment, providing jobs to more than 140,000 Ugandans. The park has also evolved into a center for technology transfer and skills development. A high-level multi-sectoral delegation comprising officials from the Presidential CEO Forum, the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Uganda Revenue Authority and other government agencies toured the industrial park. The visit marks the Presidential CEO Forum's second industrial inspection tour, following a similar exercise in Namunkekera. This Presidential CEO Forum second information tour here at Namamve Industrial Park sought to understand the status of this industrial park, assess its progress and the challenges it is facing. The delegation visited several manufacturing firms, including Luka Plastics, Steel and Tube Industries, Ntake Industries, and the Uganda Industrial Research Institute.
Basically, it was to take stock. Where are we? Where did we start from? And the most important thing here, we were trying to visit. We have started these visits with Ugandans, our indigenous people, where they started from and where they are.
As media, you're able to see for yourself things that you cannot believe. When you see what Luka Industries is doing, producing the packaging of almost every product that we find on the different shelves in Kampala, that is amazing, and it's good for Ugandans to know.
Nearly 60% of these businesses are locally owned, reflecting the growing participation of Ugandan entrepreneurs in the country's industrial transformation.
We own Ntake Bakery. Me, my wife, and my 8 children.
You have set up 5 factories now here. I hope that
in the next 10 years, you, your son, you'll be able to set another 10 from where your father started from. I have seen the inside of Congo. My products have reached inside Congo because of the roads which were made by our government.
From food processing and steel production to pharmaceuticals and household consumer goods, industries within the park are steadily reducing Uganda's reliance on imports, while strengthening the country's export capacity.
In Turkey, we're employing over 1,500 to 2,000 people through all our branches and all our industries combined.
And is paying 4 billion every month to the government of Uganda.
Factories here, we are manufacturing agricultural equipment, construction, power generator. Like power generator, we have been importing from Lebanon for the last 15 years. Now all East Africa is buying generator from this company, Stonch Machinery. 15 years living in Uganda, enjoying the peace. Because peace in this world where we are is very rare. Every time you open TV, 2 countries fighting. Now, as Muzey said, Kisanja for no sleep. The minister is on the ground. Yes, we are on the ground. We are happy.
During an engagement with investors, company representatives highlighted several operational bottlenecks. Chief among them were the poor state of internal access roads.
And the dust itself affects our machinery. So we really ask the government to work on the roads. The electricity is not also good. We need it to be stable. When it's not stable, even just a flicker of a microsecond, the whole line stops and we're making a lot of noises.
As the country pursues its ambition of building a $500 billion economy by the year 2040, improving infrastructure within industrial parks will be key to sustaining that momentum. Crispus Arinitwe reporting for UBC.
We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with more stories.
MTN voice bundle. Load. Hey. Hello, Mama. Hey, it is me, your son, Opio. Hey, now, Mama, listen to me. MTN has the offer. Yes, it has the offer. You load from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Now, they have free MTN to MTN minutes. And those minutes are there all day. So you load, you'll thank me later. Hey, Mama.
Load an MTN voice bundle between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and get 3 free MTN to MTN minutes valid all day. Dial *100 *21# and get your free minutes bully daily. Free your fire with free minutes from MTN. Together, our connection is unstoppable. MTN.
The government of Uganda has launched a nationwide monthly community cleaning exercise to improve sanitation and protect public health.
For 3 hours, let Uganda stop and clean. During this time, all businesses shall remain closed. The National Cleaning Days initiative runs under the slogan, "A clean Uganda is everybody's responsibility." The initiative establishes the last Saturday of every month from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. as a National Cleaning Day, during which all Ugandans are expected to participate in community cleaning activities. Unnecessary movements of persons and vehicles is strictly prohibited during the 3 hours of cleaning activities. Exemptions will only be made for genuine emergencies and essential vehicles such as ambulances, fire and rescue services and security operations. I urge all motorists, businesses and members of the general public to plan accordingly.
Every last Saturday of the month, from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., every citizen is expected to take part in this 3-hour nationwide effort. Together we can reduce disease, build safer communities, and create a cleaner, healthier Uganda. This is our shared duty and our national pride. Be there, participate. Let's build a healthy Uganda. This message is brought to you by the Government of Uganda.
We don't need anyone's permission to move forward. What we need is the power to do it our way. Spiro is not your typical EV company. It's the power grid for African ambition. A network that connects Nairobi to Kigali, Lagos to Lome, Dar to Kampala. Not with cables and wires, but with clean, quiet, relentless movement. This is Africa, powered by us.
Welcome back to UBC News Tonight. The Uganda Wildlife Authority has begun the translocation of 12 Nubian giraffes from Murchison Falls National Park to Ajai Wildlife Reserve in Madi Okolo district. The exercise is aimed at restoring wildlife populations, expanding the range of the endangered Nubian giraffe, and boosting tourism in the West Nile sub-region.
For decades, the Nubian giraffe has thrived in the expansive savanna of Murchison Falls National Park, which spans the districts of Bulisa, Noya, Chiliandongo and Masindi. Today, wildlife experts are giving the endangered species a new home by reintroducing it to Ajai Wildlife Reserve.
We are here for giraffe capture into a process we call giraffe translocation. We are moving these giraffes from Murchison Falls National Park, the northern bank, to Ajai Wildlife Reserve.
Conservation teams carefully identify healthy female giraffes with high breeding potential, a critical step in establishing a sustainable population in the reserve. Once a suitable giraffe is identified, veterinarians safely dart the animal before collecting biological samples for monitoring and research.
Taking giraffes involves immobilizing them with specific drugs that make them sleep and safe for the humans to handle them. Then we put the ropes around that will help us to guide the animal into the chariot that will later be loaded into the crate.
The giraffe is then carefully guided onto a specially designed capture chariot before being transferred through a wooden loading funnel into a waiting transport truck.
We expect to take 12 individuals to Ajai, given that Ajai is quite a small area, is only 166 square kilometers. We are also mindful of the fact that in addition to all these other things I've said, the reasons for taking these animals there, we are also running a breeding program in Ajai.
Every stage of the operation is closely supervised to ensure the safety of both the animal and the wildlife personnel.
We want to diversify the wildlife species in Ajai so that it is appealing to tourism, and then so that the institution of UWA can derive tourism revenues from tourism activities in Ajai.
The first 3 giraffes have already completed the journey from Murchison Falls National Park to Ajai Wildlife Reserve under tight security, arriving safely after about 1.5 hours. The translocation exercise will continue over the coming days until all 12 Nubian giraffes are successfully relocated to Ajai Wildlife Reserve. Crispus Aninitwe Sulakagugube reporting for UBC.
The Public Relations Officer for the Uganda Human Rights Commission, Alex Bukumuhe, has responded to the ongoing viral allegations against Commissioner Crispin Kaheru for misuse of commission property, including a generator. His response comes after the commissioner appeared before Parliament following allegations where Bukumuhe said that Kaheru obtained the generator through proper channels.
The appearance of Uganda Human Rights Commission Chairperson Mariam Wangadia and Commissioner Crispin Kaheru before Parliament yesterday followed the allegations regarding the alleged misuse of the Commission's property. This was sparked after 3 Uganda Human Rights Commissioners, Simeon Subuga, retired Colonel Stephen Basalis, and Jacqueline Atuhaire Kurukuru, petitioned President Yoweri Museveni and the Inspector General of Government, accusing the Commission's leadership of abuse of office and maladministration.
Mr. Chairman, I now have to defend myself before committees of Parliament. So far, I have received at least three invitations to appear before 3 different committees of Parliament. All the invitations arrived in 2 days. One of them required me to appear the next day. Mr. Chairman, none of those invitations is about the current human rights issues. They are all about responding to false and petty accusations.
Commissioner Crispin Kaheru appeared before Parliament to answer questions over allegations that he took possession of a Uganda Human Rights Commission generator and an official vehicle.
Commissioner Kaheru, do you have our documents with you?
Thank you very much, Chair. Because we are going to submit to make documentation, Chair, I request that the accompanying documents that the committee wanted me to furnish them with yesterday come with that package.
Now, the Uganda Human Rights Commission's Public Relations Officer Alex Bukumune has made clarity to this, that the commissioner got the generator through proper channels.
Allegations that Commissioner Kaheru took a generator to his home for his use. I would like to clarify that the generator was given to him following appropriate internal procedures. So he rightfully received it from the commission with the knowledge of the secretary to the commission.
Bukumune said given his capacity, Commissioner Crispin Kugiza Kaheru returned the generator.
Of courtesy and the way of protecting his name, he decided to return it, but it has never been stolen. The generator is available and it is still in the custody of the commission.
Bukumune described the various circulating videos as propaganda with the intention to tarnish the commissioner's name.
Been in the news for the wrong reason, but as our chairperson and members have been before the committee and they've explained, there have been allegations that stemmed from disagreements within the top governing body of the institution. There are allegations here and there, but as an institution, we are progressing well.
Meanwhile, Uganda Human Rights Commission chairperson Mariam Wangadia denied the allegations, insisting that neither she, Commissioner Kaheru, nor other staff members are guilty of any misconduct. Amwaye Vanjuko, reporting for UBC.
The generator was returned. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, in partnership with NARO Institute, have given a set of mechanization equipment to 2 farmer cooperatives in Abim and Nakapiripiri districts in Karamoja sub-region. The Food and Agriculture Organization representative for Uganda, Ezana Kasa, officiated at the event and said that this will boost food production in Karamoja sub-region. We have a detailed report.
Farmers in Karamoja sub-region are challenged with erratic rains which affects timely preparation of land and planting due to lack of better farming equipment. Most of the farmers rely on rudimentary hoes, ox plugs, government Karamoja tractor hire scheme, but tractors are few.
When we use hand, we normally takes time to open land, and we get caught up with time when the rain is almost going. So,
against this background, Food and Agriculture Organization FAO of the United Nations has handed over 2 sets of agriculture mechanized equipment to farmer cooperatives in Nakapiripiri and Abim districts to boost crop production in the Karamoja sub-region.
Key to Morule farmer
It is a very big boost for us, the farmers in Karamoja, mostly as the other side, the southern side, because most time when we fail, we have to wait for the tractor that comes from Kenya. That they always come when it is late.
That he has given us is going to help us a lot, because we are being hiring the tractors with expensive amount of money that was not able.
The Ministry of Local Government has rehabilitated a number of dilapidated bridges that were previously washed away by floods across 3 districts in the West Nile region. Now, the bridges were first lifted under the Local Climate Adaptive Living Facility project funded by the United Nations Capital Development Fund. Details follow.
Ayogo Bridge, which was previously constructed along the Security Road in Noya district during the insurgency, was swept away by floods 2 years ago, leaving residents seeking services on either side stranded.
So when this bridge was cut off, people were really suffering. They were moving long distances to access market, their garden, schools, hospital.
The worrying condition of the bridge, coupled with the need to restore access for residents, prompted the district leadership to prioritize its rehabilitation.
Before this intervention, the volume of the water was overpowering this bridge which was constructed. So as the district, we designed a climate resilient bridge which you can see here with a 4-cell box culvert that can absorb all the volume of the water.
Besides that, further bridge located on the border between Atiak Sub-County and Zombo Town Council in Zombo District was also swept away by floods, leaving residents with no option but to use makeshift crossing that put the lives of people at risk.
Now, given that there are so many vast priorities within the district, there's a way we first rank them according to the order of importance. And now when you ask me how it is benefiting the community around, it gets back to our data bank, how we do the conditional survey and we do the prioritization ranking from our department, and also we sell it out to the council.
The bridge is crucial in connecting business communities and learners across the 2 sub-counties, making its rehabilitation a priority.
You can see, like nearby here, just at within the proximity, there is Gotcham Primary School. Most of the children who study here, some of them used to cross this bridge, this river here. Initially, before this infrastructure was established here, it was somehow difficult for them, especially during rainy season. When we had logs, they could be swept off seasonally.
Another one in Namthin Bridge in Zombo district. Ever since it was rehabilitated, it has reduced transport costs for residents who previously had to trek long distances to access essential services.
Here you take 20 minutes driving. There you take more than 45 minutes. Yeah. And in terms of real cash, this one is cheaper. Even by border, it takes around 5,000. The other route takes about 12,000.
Some of the rehabilitated bridges along the Uganda Democratic Republic of Congo border in West Nile have boosted trade between 2 countries.
Before, they put 2 sticks or 1. Sometimes even water can take it away. So we have been suffering. Right now we are safe. We can cross. We are enjoying and we are doing our business.
The bridges were rehabilitated under the Local Climate Adaptive Living Facility funded by the United Nations Capital Development Fund. Its benefits have contributed to improved public confidence in local leaders, with some returning unopposed in the recent election.
The first focus was road leads to market and other government services like schools, and health facility. And that made me to go unopposed this year as we concluded these recent elections.
The Uganda Police Force has committed full enforcement and superintending the observance of the National Cleaning Day scheduled for Saturday tomorrow on the 25th from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., saying that movement of vehicles and motorcycles will be restricted during the exercise except for exempted essential services. The exercise is aimed at promoting environmental cleanliness, improving public health and preventing diseases associated with poor sanitation. During the 3-hour exercise, all vehicles, motorcycles, bicycles and vessels will not be allowed on the road and water bodies unless responding to emergencies. Members of the public have been encouraged to remain within their localities, participating in the cleaning exercise and resume normal activities after 10 a.m.
We therefore urge all citizens, motorists, traders, institutions, and community leaders to fully comply with the directive and actively participate in the cleaning exercise. During this period, and particularly tomorrow, all vehicles, vessels, motorcycles, and bicycles shall not be allowed on the roads and water bodies except in emergency situations. Traffic movements will be restricted countrywide. Members of the public are encouraged to remain in their areas, take part in the cleaning exercise, and resume normal activities at 10 a.m. The following shall be exempted. 1. Emergency services, including medical emergencies. Persons on scheduled medical treatment are advised to carry the relevant medical documentation, while medical personnel should also carry their identification documents. 2. Security vehicles and personnel on duty. 3. Cross-border vehicular traffic along major transport arteries. Members of the public are advised to cooperate with security personnel and avoid any altercations. In case of any concerns, please seek guidance from the nearest police officer or supervisor.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
Like a daily bando, like a daily bando, like a daily bando. Omuliro nguwulira muli mu mutima gukankana like drums. Kalakata, kalakata, enendungu yakusabula. Mikono juu, free of fire, free of fire, free of fire.
Welcome to UBC Business Stories. From the desk, Uganda's private sector and international investors have been urged to partner with government and develop innovative financing mechanisms to mobilize the estimated USD 8.9 billion USDs required to expand the country's energy infrastructure. The call was made by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, Engineer Irene Batebe, during the CEO breakfast held on the sidelines of the 2nd Annual Energy Convention.
Achieving Uganda's ambitious 10-fold economic growth agenda will require reliable, affordable, and resilient energy sector. Speaking at the CEO breakfast, Engineer Irene Batebe said, bridging the country's infrastructure financing gap will require stronger collaboration between the government, the private sector, development partners, and international investors.
And we have ensured we put in place frameworks to support private sector. On the transmission side, we opened up the transmission investments to what we term as the independent power transmitters, so that the private sector can invest and compete alongside UETCL. So UETCL is no longer the monopoly that we had on the transmission side.
She emphasized the need for innovative financing models to accelerate investment across electricity generation, transmission, distribution, and clean energy projects.
The next phase calls for greater collaboration among government, investors like yourselves, financiers who are here, our development partners, academia, but also industry to accelerate implementation and unlock our shared value.
The State Minister for Energy, Okasai Opolot, reaffirmed the government's commitment to creating an enabling investment environment through policy reforms, strategic partnerships, and accelerated implementation of priority energy projects.
As a ministry, we are going to operate as one. Minerals are critical to drive the economy. Energy is central. We are going to operate as one ministry.
As government laws the private sector, they also have suggestions on how to work harmoniously.
Can we plan together so that we commit together? And when you come for these conferences, it's not just you to give updates on what has been done. Ask us. Let's break it down that way. It's not a one-way street.
So I think that we need to try and work on a couple of things that will actually help as many Ugandans as possible find value in what we're trying to talk about.
The second annual energy convention brought together policymakers, investors, financiers, development partners, and energy industrial players to explore practical solutions for financing Uganda's energy transition and infrastructure expansion, with discussions centered on empowering the country's 10-fold growth agenda. Dennis Sigoa, Mary Akut for UBC.
The hotel industry in Busia district is expanding, with new facilities opening to serve both local and community and cross-border travelers in Busia municipality. The growth of the hotel industry in Busia municipality is driven by strategic border location, high cross-border trade volumes and regional transit traffic. These key factors push demand for lodging and hospitality services in the area.
Positioned as major entry point on the Busia Municipal Council border linking Uganda and Kenya is a high transit volume where hundreds of cargo trucks and passenger vehicles pass through daily, creating immediate lodging needs for drivers and travelers. Being a one-stop border post, it streamlines crossing operations and increases the volume of transient business visitors. At Coco Hotel in Busia Municipality, the management says business has grown thanks to the increased trade, tourism and people traveling through the Uganda-Kenya border.
My clients are tourists all over the world come here. We have booking.com. They book through our booking.com app. We have Kenyans. We have Chinese. All gold miners here in Busia. Their home is Coco Hotel.
Busia is a market hub. Activities here are centered around local commercial centers that drives short-term and extended businesses, which makes longer stay of businessmen in many of the hotel facilities here.
The uniqueness of this hotel, we have a storage building, a very smart rooms, accommodation, and comfortable beds. very classy duvets and bed sheets, and also very nice meals and drinks.
Local hotel investors in Busia face infrastructure deficits, limited destination marketing, and skills shortages.
Yes, when we started this business of hotel, we had no clients. It was difficult to get trained workers who know what to do. And also was a big challenge for me, being a new person in the business. It was also a challenging time for me to realize and learn it.
The hotel industry here also faces a problem of shortages in reliable electricity.
The challenges we are facing at the hotel, it is a low voltage of power at the area, which cannot run heaters, which cannot run ovens, which cannot run. Most of the time power is low. So the big challenge is all the time we use generator, which is very costly.
Clean water supply and ICT connectivity near local tourism and transit zones.
So we only help us with another transformer, because the transformer is overloaded. Is why the low voltage, I hope.
Over 2,000 workers of the abattoir located on Sentema Road are likely to lose their jobs following reports that the owner of the piece of land that was hosting the abattoir has sold the land to a new developer. Details on this devastating story.
The abattoir, located on Sentema Road near Masanaf, sitting on 3.7-acre piece of land, will cease to exist following reports that the owner of the land has sold to any developer.
Tugulire government yetugulire ekifo kino yeno mwezi tukusaba ekifo kino bakitugulire tukite government yetugulire abantu baffe basigaleko n'abantu bonna abasuubuzi beeraliikirivu batugamba chairman kyekiddako tubagamba naye tusooke tulindeko twatwala amabaluwa gati gana tuddibwamu gye twale tuli wano nga bayisaamu ekizinda nti awo baguliddwawo baveewo.
According to available documents presented to the leaders that run this facility, led by one David Lumansi, say they obtained the place under a clear lease of 25 years. They had only been in place for only 9 years. However, they were shocked to learn that the landlord had sold the land to another private developer without their consent.
Buze banateekawo basi w'ekitiibwa president mutuyambe naffe ettaka lyaffe tutudde mu ngalo zaffe kubanga omwami twamuwandiikira tetumuga tusobola kugula ettaka lyaffe teyatuddamu n'ekyaseemu ti ebbaluwa ti ettaka lyali litunze naye nga ffe twasooka ffe nga batuteeka order ne liizi yaffe ekweri ya myaka 19 kikyasigaddeko kati agamba yatunze omulimu gwaffe ate kwekuli ettaka n'aganya yatunze n'omulimu gwaffe. W'ekitiibwa president tusaba ssebo n'obwombeefu obungi ssebo w'ekitiibwa mutuyambe omulimu gwaffe tugusigaze kubanga ffe twagala mirembe nakukola gwenyini gwe wagamba nti bannayuganda bateekewo emirimu bayambe ku bannaabwe ffe twateekawo omulimu basinga omumaazi mubalabe n'akatale.
Despite attempts to seek for legal redress, Lubega says they now live in fear of a timely eviction anytime.
Bakoleramu kubanga Ganda, Nansana, Nakabugo, Lukwanga, Kireka, Bira bonna ekifo kino mubagule ebintu ne Masanafu yenagula
leta bannanga basoba 30 bonabona nenkola ki ne batulaga n'ekifo batuguzize tugenda tutuuza ki akatale kaffe nga ffe abavudde ku ki ku kkubo ne twawulidde amawulire si twawulidde batuwadde ebbaluwa ng'etulaga ti mwami Dodo yaguze ekifo kino n'ebiriko byonna kati ffe abaagula emidaala gyaffe tugenda kufuniramu tutya oba tugenda kusasulwa tutya.
The move is likely to leave many jobless. Robert Kata.
The Commissioner of Mines Department in Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, Agnes Alaba, has urged miners to embrace responsible and sustainable mining practices to promote safety practices to protect the environment and increase the sector's contribution to Uganda's economic development.
Keep your records in any payments which have been done, work that you're doing that contributes to the development of the sector, and ensure that environment is preserved. Minerals are finite. When you mine and it is exhausted, it will not germinate again. I will remain with the ores, and that coal is the price that Ugandans will pay. So in all our operations as artisanal miners, as small-scale miners, we need to preserve the environment for the next generation. So as we talk of business and human rights, we need to take that into consideration.
Today's training has been largely on the formation of cooperatives, whereby we are meant to understand that for this mining industry to be formal or to formalize it, they need to come into clusters or form of cooperatives that can help them address their challenges better and simplify on their modus operandi how they can do their work better.
I am happy that Uganda currently have the Mining Act of 2022, which enables local government to partake in the process of monitoring where these mining sites are, and then are able to benefit out of the mining industry. Therefore, this workshop has helped us understand our engagement as far as the mining is concerned and what our roles, our cardinal roles as local government are.
The President of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, has been commended for championing skilling programs that have transformed the mindset and livelihoods of many Ugandans. The remarks were made by Desire Kazora Barugahare, the founder of Nyanji Initiative for Empowering Communities for a Sustainable Future, during the graduation and award ceremony for participants who successfully completed the Community Transformation Journey program in Rutoma, Bwiziwera in Mbara District.
Mindset. He speaks to us all the time about the mindset, and it's one of the pillars of the government, what they need to do with the people to grow our economy. So when I didn't win the seat in Parliament, I decided to come back and train these people that have graduated. I started training them in May. I live in different countries, but I fly in every so often. I come in, train the people, go back, come in, train the people. They've gone through 6 classes. Now those classes have talked on mindset development. We're talking about who you are. We're talking about your value system. We're talking about the collection of your thoughts. We're talking about your belief system. When you go in people, who are you? Who are you? Kashari people, Bara people are hardworking. They are hardworking. They love people. They love to develop their environment, but they don't have the tools in their mind to know how to approach it. Not always, knowledge is not always the answer, because many people know, but they are not doing what they know. So it's for us to now get as we know, Kashari people, we need to develop our district and our country, whatever, Ugandan people. How do you get what you know into action? That is where the gap is, and that's the gap I'm trying to fill, because Kashari people are very, very good people, but we are lacking in mindset. We don't believe in ourselves. We don't believe in what we say. We are waiting for our leaders to rescue us, yet we have the power and the capability. Fellow leaders, I call upon you to join me to build the mindsets of our
myself. I have been working, but almost spending everything that I have been earning. But from her teaching, she has taught us to actually save and invest.
Lastly, in our bulletin tonight, a long-running family land dispute in Mbale City has taken a dramatic turn after an 80-year-old woman accused her husband of selling off nearly all of their family land without her consent, despite a court order stopping the transactions. The matter has now drawn the attention of the Senior Presidential Assistant for Special Duties, Fiona Barungi, who convened a mediation meeting involving local leaders, police and residents. Jamil Sekaja reports.
An 80-year-old resident of Zone Mosexel in Mbale City, Elizabeth Mayanja, has appealed to the office of the Senior Presidential Assistant, accusing her husband, Daus Mayanja, of disposing of family land accumulated during their 70-year marriage and allegedly evicting her from their matrimonial home.
The court decided that the land was family land. I bought it for the family.
Elizabeth claims her husband, working together with local leaders, sold portions of the Chibanja without informing her or other family members.
Because of that, I went to court, High Court, and we secured an injunction. The purpose of that injunction was to enforce the judgment of court, because court had made pronounced over itself over the land ownership and then the house. Apart from having all those documents, Mrs. I has gone ahead to sell, despite having the court order, despite having the judgment.
The complaint prompted Senior Presidential Assistant for Special Duties, Fiona Barungi, to travel to Zone Mosexel in Mbale City, where she shared a mediation meeting attended by the resident district commissioner, police officers, local council leaders and residents. Area chairperson Abdul told the meeting that local leaders had made several attempts to reconcile the family but failed to reach a lasting solution, prompting them to seek intervention from the office of the president.
People that Mzee had sold the land to connived and attacked my brother. They brought the military, they brought the police. He was beaten, severely beaten.
Elizabeth, accompanied by her son, Gasta Mayanja, narrated how the family had struggled to support their parents. Over the years, Gasta said he returned from Iraq and invested his savings in constructing a home for his parents, only for his father to allegedly evict his mother and allow another woman to occupy the house.
Judgment came out in 2018 when he had lost the case. He lost the case simply because I sent money from Iraq to purchase this land from Semeika, Congo. And this is supported by the bank statements that I have with me. We made all arrangements until we went to the president's office, because we had been denied justice by police, including the area OC, the DPC Maluku, the RCC, had all been compromised. They could not entertain our court order, they could not entertain our judgment.
Responding to the allegations, Daus Mayanja denied wrongdoing, maintaining that he owned the beans before marrying Elizabeth and therefore had the right to dispose of it as he wished.
Vanhu vatandika kuresistinga interest yange nga vagifuule yaabwe kena bwamba waabira omusango kooti yagambye ettaka lya promise.
Nampa omuzigo ne mutaasa ne muganga okulya omusajja ono ebiku byali bimuluma nga tanaaba tebamwoleza nga ne mu mpale mubeeramu obukyafu nze ne muyamba ne mwoleza n'abaana bemuli kulaba bamugako okulya.
This emerged during the meeting that the disputed property originally measured 9.48 acres, but 8 acres have already been sold, leaving only 1.48 acres. Senior Presidential Assistant Fiona Barungi criticized the continued sale of the banana, despite the existing court order warning that any transactions conducted after the court's directive could be legally challenged.
basa amanya g'omukyala wo bw'oba tewapiiringa ng'olina ekiwandiiko ekirala ekijjako judgment eno, then you become a loser mzee. Abaana abenkana bwe bati ng'abamu oyenkana nabo kati weewale okuleka ebikolimo mu nsi nga Mukama akuwadde emyaka gino n'obanga oyenkana n'abaana b'ozadde.
She advised Daus Mayanja to ensure the remaining land is secured for his wife and children, noting he had already disposed of a significant portion of the family property.
Omuntu yenna yaguze ettaka eryo nga court judgment emaze okufuluma yaguze empewo.
And that's all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of the bulletin. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha from the team and I. Have a lovely night. Don't forget to go and participate in the National Cleaning Day tomorrow, 7 to 10 a.m. and then everybody else will be allowed on the road, apart from emergencies. So good night. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.